I finally understand what's been holding me back." When Lewis Hamilton said those words after another race clouded by confusion, it wasn't just frustration, it was a realization. The 7-time world champion, known for precision and clarity on the track, is facing a deeper challenge in his debut season with Ferrari. Since the start of the season, there have been signs something isn't right. At first, it was small, delayed radio responses, unclear messages. But over time, those small moments added up. Now, they're impossible to ignore. Missed strategy calls, gaps misunderstood, and tyres pushed too hard because the information coming through his radio isn't what it needs to be. At the heart of this problem is Riccardo Adami, Hamilton's race engineer. On paper, Adami has experience. But in a race where timing and clarity are everything, his communication with Hamilton has been anything but sharp. Time and again, Hamilton is met with vague answers or complete silence when he needs fast, reliable updates. The most obvious example came at the Monaco Grand Prix. After a long, demanding race, Hamilton asked, "Are you upset with me or something?" and received a nothing. No response, no explanation. That silence wasn't just uncomfortable, it exposed a serious issue. In Formula One, communication is more than a tool. It's a lifeline. Split-second decisions rely on trust and information. When that's missing, a driver is left guessing. And for someone like Hamilton, that's not just frustrating. It's a threat to performance. And it's not just Monaco. In the very next race, the same problem returned. Running solidly in the top 5, Hamilton asked about the gap to the cars ahead, a critical question to help manage tyre wear and race strategy. The answer he got, they're just fighting. No numbers, no detail. Hamilton, clearly frustrated, snapped back. "You're not answering the question." Only then did Adami reply with the actual time gap, 48 seconds. But by then, the damage was done. Hamilton had already adjusted his pace, chasing a lead that didn't exist. And this is not a one-time issue. Race after race, Hamilton is forced to make decisions with incomplete information. In Miami, the delay in communication led to Hamilton joking, "What are you on a tea break or something?" In Imola, a late pit stop cost him track position. In Australia, conflicting strategy calls, push now, hold position, box, left him caught between mixed messages. And these aren't isolated events. They're part of a consistent pattern of poor communication. And each one chips away at something essential. Trust. For Hamilton, trust isn't a luxury, it's how he wins. His driving style, decision-making and confidence rely on knowing the voice in his ear is in sync with his thinking. And right now, that connection is missing. Behind the scenes, it's becoming harder to hide the problem. People close to Hamilton say he's not angry, but he's disappointed. Ferrari has made quiet changes, rotating voices, trying to tweak roles, but nothing has truly improved. The messages still come late. The clarity still isn't there, and the foundation of trust still hasn't formed. There are even whispers, never confirmed but widely believed, that Hamilton has asked about bringing back Peter Bonington, his longtime engineer at Mercedes. Bono wasn't just a voice, he was part of Hamilton's rhythm. He understood how Lewis thinks, how he drives, and what he needs at every stage of a race. With Bono, Hamilton never had to wonder if the right call would come. It always did. That partnership wasn't built in a few races. It took years of working together under pressure. And while Ferrari hasn't said anything publicly about these rumours, their silence speaks volumes. Meanwhile, Hamilton continues to drive without that same connection. He's not just competing with other drivers. He's racing against confusion inside his own car. Every delayed message, every vague update forces him to rely on guesswork instead of strategy. It's not just inefficient, it's risky. And while fans hear only the short clips during races, what's really happening is a much larger problem. This isn't a battle with the car or the track. It's a battle for clarity and trust. And it's one Hamilton is fighting alone. That kind of trust used to be a strength for Hamilton. During his years at Mercedes, The communication between him and Bono was sharp, smooth, and natural. It was almost instinctive. Bono knew when to speak, what to say, and how to guide Hamilton in even the most chaotic moments. There was no guessing, no hesitation, just clear, calm, confident guidance. That connection gave Hamilton the freedom to focus completely on racing. Now, with Adami, that confidence is gone. Calls come too late, strategy feels uncertain, and instructions are unclear. The same driver is still in the car, with all the same skill and fire, but now he's missing the voice that made it all come together. And it shows. This season's performance has been affected in ways that are easy to measure. Hamilton has missed out on several podiums, not due to lack of pace, but due to avoidable mistakes. In Imola, a better timed stop could have put him ahead. In Australia, he lost track position because the instructions kept changing. In Monaco, he burned through his tyres chasing a target that didn't exist. These aren't just small errors. They're lost points. And right now, those points add up. Hamilton trails in the championship by a wide margin, one that reflects strategic errors more than driver performance. Fans aren't blind to it either. Social media is filled with clips of confusing radio moments. Headlines question why Ferrari, with all their resources, can't give Hamilton the support he needs. Analysts and former drivers are starting to speak out too, pointing to the obvious gap between Hamilton's talent and the team's execution. The confusion, the silence, the hesitation, it's all out in the open now. But despite the growing noise, Ferrari's public stance has been quiet. They've offered generic explanations and soft reassurances, but nothing that truly addresses the problem. That silence, once again, is speaking louder than words. Every race that passes without change makes it harder to believe that things are under control. And now, Hamilton is making his own message clear. Now, in interviews, his words have become sharper. When asked about strategy, he no longer hides his frustration. "I'm here to win, not to guess," he said recently. On social media, his posts are more pointed, messages about focus, clarity, and knowing your value. It's not a loud rebellion, but a smart one. Hamilton isn't starting a war. He's applying pressure. Quietly but firmly, he's letting Ferrari know that this can't continue. The big question now is whether Ferrari is listening. Because this isn't just about one season or a few missed chances. It's about the final chapter of one of the greatest careers in motorsport. Hamilton joined Ferrari with a goal: to make history, to win an 8th title, to wear red and stand on the top step one last time. But that dream is only possible if the team gives him the right tools and the right voice to succeed. If they don't act soon, they're not just risking points, they're risking the entire vision. At its core, this story is about more than radio calls. It's about control, about who makes the right choices when the pressure is highest, about who owns the mistakes and who steps up to fix them. And most of all, it's about ambition. Hamilton didn't come to Ferrari to settle. He came to push the limits, to write one more unforgettable chapter. But ambition alone isn't enough. He needs a team that's as sharp, as ready, and as driven as he is. Right now, Ferrari has a choice to make. They can keep defending the current system, or they can face the truth and make the changes this situation demands. Hamilton has seen enough. The voice guiding him may be leading him astray. And if Ferrari wants to make this work, they have to listen, not later, but now. Because in Formula One, clarity isn't optional, it's everything. And at this moment, Lewis Hamilton's shot at a title is being buried beneath the noise of silence.